Monday. We're gonna get back into the theme of doing things normally. Last video, we didn't get much recording done the 1 week, and then the truck issue, blah blah blah. But also went to post the video up, got all edited, cool, and I didn't even think about it, but we changed our internet router thing, so the IP address ordeal and blah blah blah. It went nuts, and it took a while to get up. Sorry, that was my fault. I should have thought about that. But more to the point, we're doing welding and machining today, as always. So working on these little guys for the pilots again. What we got going on? So right in here, I just laid down 3 layers of weld. So when you do that, you'll have some, so it kind of overflowed a little bit. No big deal. That's why we have it right. What he's doing right now is tramming the mill to the vise, is it? Or the slide, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And I'll show you that. So what he's doing is that little guy there is basically measuring if the vise is straight with the mill head.
It's a dial indicator that measures to the 1/2 10,000th.
Thing's stupid precise. But we need that. Because basically we clamped it in there. It's kind of hard to see, but let's see if I can get it. Maybe, yes, no. It started chewing this side more than this side. We had the mill head running this way to clean that up. Notice it. It's all right, I gotta tram it, which sucks because it usually takes forever. It's a nightmare. This is why he does that kind of stuff. I'd probably just chuck the damn vise out the door. But anyway, so you basically get it set where you think it is, run it back and forth, and make sure that dial doesn't move. Once he gets this trammed, I'll show you exactly what we mean. I'll get the camera where he is. If I try moving him right now, I'll probably get slapped. Or at least hit with a rubber chicken again. Alright, so while Ray's doing his tramming thing, I'll show you what I got.
So that's our first layer.
We're going to take another 3/32, 70/18, and we're just going to run it down in there, burn in real good. We didn't burn in the corners and all that fun stuff as you just seen in there, just simply because we had the other part, the little barrels. We had those in there too. We didn't want to weld to these and then have to take them off, machine them, or try to get them loose anyway, because if you get weld in the corners, good luck. You sit there and argue with it for hours. But we didn't want to do that, plus you can machine them back down to where they're supposed to be, so little 3/32, initial pass, shut the machine off, switch it to 120, and burn an 1/8 inch rod. You kind of see the size comparison. Matter of fact, small, large. And see, burn up a good chunk of that rod. That's how much metal you're laying down into it. All right, we're all chipped out. Down here with 120. Welding complete. That's the end result. I got my job done. How are you looking? Anyway, we'll be back here in just a minute. All I'm gonna do is let that cool. Ray's gonna keep tramming. The machine's fighting a bit. Sometimes you can line it right up, dead on point. Other times you gotta sit here and argue with it for an hour. I think it's one of those hour days. Now for Ray.
All right, so we got it to about 7.5 10,000ths, I think. I'm less than 1,000th, so that's basically, I've got a dial indicator here with a little needle that you put some preload on there. Then you just run the vise. Just watch that needle as I run this in. It's going to move a little bit, but not much.
Most of the movement be for me shaking.
Mm-hmm. And I was wrong. I thought it was a 10,000th dial. It's a 1,000th dial indicator. Yep. But about 3/4 of a thousandth. So I'm good with that. With what we're doing, that'll work.
Yep, all good.
That's touch off on my Z axis. Now I got to do my Y axis. One of them. I can never keep it straight.
Yep. So you touched it off, that little lever up in the back there, locked it in, so now that won't change. Now we check our work. Looks pretty good to me.
I'm okay with that.
Let's see if we can get you a close-up of what you just did. Compared to that. Alright, so I'm not going to show you all 4 of them, but we got to do that 4 times. Twice on that one, and then twice on the one over there. Which should be about cool by now, come to think of it. Yep, it's cooled off. But, and you see, he's going to get all that. I got to chip that a little better, too. Yeesh. But as you see from the original welds, we got a lot more metal in there, in those little spaces. The only 1-inch slugs. We basically filled that whole area with solid metal, so it should be a lot stronger now. But next up, my flat plates here, I gotta weld those together inside and out, so I'm gonna do that. Mr. Apprentice, so to speak, did the last side, and he did damn good. He's not with us today. I left out way too early to do towy stuff, and I didn't even get a chance to say, like, hey, you coming along? So, oops. But he's got family stuff to do too, so he will be on. He will be here more often. But in some situations, like I gotta fly out the door early, I'm not gonna wake him up and do that to him. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna cook. All that there, just slag. They'll chip right off. So you see what we're doing is melting away the top plate a little bit. Sorry if the machine's making a lot of noise. Melting away the top plate and just this very edge, and then backfilling it with metal. That's why that's probably a 4.5-inch weld just ate up almost a whole stick of this stuff. Just to give you kind of an idea of what's going on in here, that's what I'm seeing. So melting that away real good, backfilling it with a rod. So should be nice and strong. I'll keep going. So now that it's blistering hot, we're gonna let it cool. Drag a slag hammer across it and we'll see what we got. You might be thinking, oh, that looks absolutely horrible. Yeah, the slag does. It's what's behind it that's important. Alright, so we're going to call this the end of the day. So far, here's what we got. Yay, machined. Get a close up here, maybe.
It's tight.
And you see where Ray machined in there, and there. I did weldy things.
And on each end.
And on each end. Yep. Matter of fact, you can't really see it good on this end either, but it's in there.
It's machined.
Yep. Ran the bolt in it. Still does bolt things, comes out the end. Cool. My little C channel here. I still got to burn the inside over here. I kind of ran out of time. I'll do that tomorrow. No big deal, but that's the other edge that I just did. Cool. So,
Couple runs we got to make in the morning as of right now.
we have a tire run we got to do, and I have to go pull a Jaguar out of a garage that's under a 4-post lift. We'll see what happens. That's not boring. Now that I got him straightened out.
Go to HR.
Oh, not again. I think it's sick of me there. We're going to call it for the day. Hopefully we can get back on tomorrow. Like I said, we both got stuff to do in the morning, and we'll knock that out and see where it goes from there. We can get here at, what, 2, 3 o'clock today?
Something like that.
Just because we're out doing stuff with things and wreckers.
Paid stuff.
Ooh, yes, that too. So, anyway, we're going to sign off and have a jug of coffee about it and go from there. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, it is the Tuesday. We made it here. Good. Yes, we'll get to your toy. So, this morning, kind of goofy, I had to go pull a Jaguar out of a garage that was locked in park. No battery power, battery disconnected. Kind of a nightmare. But, got it done. No wrecker got it. I've been kind of farting around, working on the high lift things, and as Ray just showed you. You get all his machiny stuff done. I just did weldy stuff. Got that little guy on there. The bolt goes through to be able to pivot. Just did the same for mine. It is still blistering hot. Don't touch it. But it's still blistering hot. It's the same thing, just square, not kind of round. I guess the next step we're going to have to build sides, come down, put a pin or a bolt or something rather through. So I guess we're going to try to figure that out and make that happen next. He's doing stuff. But the whole idea. So the thread end goes this way. It'll sit right there, and then we'll have another piece coming down to put a bolt through. Alright, been a minute. Right away, I get this all cleaned up, everything is nice and even, blah blah blah. Good deal. This is for mine anyway. Get that welded in, 2 layers. Just got those burned on. I'd love to weld the inside, but it's not gonna fit if I do. And we'll venture out here into the wild. So, let's use his because it's here. Goes. Excuse me. Goes that way. A little bit of play. We'll definitely have to put some spacers up in there for when we tighten it. So yay. That should work. So if it fits on his, I know mine is 1/8 inch long. I know it'll fit there. So fun stuff. As a matter of fact, hell, this is the one for his anyway. I guess the only thing really left, we'll punch the holes for the bolts and the carriage bolts. We'll probably take one of them, one side and slot it. Been a couple minutes. So these are pretty much done. They fit on there. Yay. So right now Ray's setting up to go ahead and punch the first hole through them. We just did a bunch of measuring stuff. We think we're about where we need to be. We'll drill about a 1/4 inch hole. We got some quarter rod around here. We'll throw it in, see how it fits, see if it needs to move, and then the bigger bits we can adjust and move it around. That's the game plan anyway. So hey, yeah. Alright, so we just got Ray's shoes all machined up, got the carriage bolt in it. And now, why not? Let's test it. Oh, she's going right. Oh. Nice. Not yet. Keep going. And droop them leaf springs. Yep, you're up. I'd call that a win. What do you think?
I'll take it.
Hey, you see right there, you see why I put the pivot in it. That thing's leaning a good, I'd say 10-15 degrees or so. So that's the whole reason for the pivot. I call that a win. So we're gonna call it for the day. We got the jack attachment built for his truck. We'll do mine tomorrow. We actually have another idea involving this 1/2 inch piece of plate steel right here.
We'll get more into that later.
Yep, we're gonna make another attachment. Yeah. So, as I said, we're just gonna sign off. We kind of made progress, got stuff done. So,
Yep.
yay. I think we'll be back tomorrow. I don't know yet. All depends what we gotta do in the morning. So far, nothing requires immediate assistance, but I do have to go get an F-250 I broke down. So, yay. Apparently, fires it up and it goes straight to wide open. So, I'll go get this thing, bring it to the shop. Anyway, so I'll go to work. He's gonna go eat some calories. I'll find some calories after the fact.
See you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Alright, so this is Wednesday. What we decided to do today is this. We already did a little bit of cutting with the torch. We're basically making what looks like a parrot almost. So we're going to cut this out, drill a hole there for a D-ring. This is going on raised high lift. Then we're going to take 1-inch strips of metal and burn them both sides so they'll key in. And we'll drill holes for the carriage bolts. My jack has a push thing on it. We want his to have kind of a claw that can pull. I don't know why, but we're doing that. We have options anyway. That's the main thing. So basically, we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to sit back and be lazy. He's going to be doing all the work. So, learn how to use a cutting torch. So far, you're doing pretty good. So we'll get him jigged up, get him cutting. Oh yes, and before I forget, Ray is that orange thing right there. He's drilling square holes with a round bit. So basically, like his jack accessory's done. We're just working on the bottom of mine now. We're gonna punch the holes in it for the carriage bolt. Then he's gonna try to square it off so we can fit the bolt in there so it keys in properly. He's working on that. Alright, so what we got going on. Raise out on a call. Trim these down to 1 inch. Just gonna grind them flat real quick. Put a brand new 40 grit on the 7-inch. The middle of that hook, we gotta move the die grinder. He's gonna clean that all up nice and smooth. Alright, so it's been a few minutes, and here's what we got. Hooky deal, nice and curved out. I'm gonna lay this 1-inch strip in here, about 5.5 inch. We're gonna bend it all the way around to the tip. Well, maybe not to the tip, but pretty damn close to it. We'll shape it and everything. We're gonna do the same on both sides. So by the end of it, so to speak, that's gonna be 3/4 of an inch thick in the core, so to speak. Maybe super strong. All packed in. I'll put torch to it, bend it around. Okay, end of the day. I gotta go get a 1 ton off the side of the highway. We did get one side of this welded up. We'll do this other side probably tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Came out pretty good. I think the only thing we're gonna do is probably put it on the mill and just right along the edge here. We'll clean it up real good just to make sure it sits in the groove in the middle of the jack, and then a couple holes. Do the same to this side. Call it sand. But in total, this should be 1 inch thick. I think I said 3/4 earlier because my math was way off. It's 3/4 now. It'll be 1 inch thick of steel here, so there shouldn't be too much that we can't grab a hold of and pull with it. So Yeah, that's one of those fun little projects. So, anyway. That one over there did all this. Came out pretty good. Getting better. So, I guess we'll be back tomorrow and see what else we can get into. Alright, we made it to Friday.
How, we don't know.
Somehow. I don't know. But, we didn't... Yesterday was kind of interesting. I didn't get out here till 4-ish.
No, it was like 3 by the time we got here after the boat.
Oh yeah, so the boat thing.
He went and did a car and then he went and did boat engines and...
So basically, good buddy of ours, he owns a boat company. To get some of the engine, like he has a forklift and everything. It's a decent forklift, no big deal.
Just doesn't have the height.
Or the reach, where a wrecker boom does. So we take the 12-ton out there and send the boom out, put the cables down, we D-ring the factory hook points and pick the engines up. With the bigger boats and everything, we have to do that for him. No big deal, like doing. He's a good dude. He's always fun. He's always good for at least 4 or 5 laughs. But anyway, so went out and did that yesterday. I'll throw some pictures in, maybe here, there, or there.
Sure.
Here's some pictures. So anyway, so that's what we were up to yesterday. Basically what it boiled down to is one of the boats we had to pull an engine out of. Then we had to pull a generator out of it, hook up a new generator, and put it back in the boat. The engine's not going back in just yet because it has some oil leaks he's going to fix. The second boat, I already yoinked the motors out of it last week, and we had to put them back in. Now, we didn't take video because very precise movements are involved, and you've got 1,000, now call it 700-pound engine swinging off a boom. You don't want to swing into fiberglass. So just very precise movements. We're on headset communicating, and everyone's doing communicating things, and I got time to worry about a video. I'm not going to screw this guy's boat up.
No, we can't afford to fix it.
I don't
want to fix it.
I don't want to fix both. I hate fiberglass. I guess what we figured we'd work on is that
High lifty stuffs.
Yep, the high lift hook. I'm going to finish that up today. Ray's doing the spacer slugs for mine now. Which
yeah, I got them chucked up in the mill. I'm getting ready to start evening things out because the saw cut them about as crooked as a dog's leg.
Is what it is. But anyways, I'm gonna make the spacers for mine. I'm gonna finish up on his hook. Basically, we got the one side done where it curves all the way up and around. The other side just gonna be a straight piece. The reason being is with that curve, with that extra quarter inch of metal in there on the curve, we'd have to cut it anyway to be able to slide it on the thing. We have to
slot it, and they just don't want to do that. We're trying to keep the strength in it.
Yeah, so granted it would be stronger technically, but it's just a bunch more work for nothing because it's going to be a weak point.
Yeah.
It's reinforced on the one side. That's the main thing.
Yep.
So it'll be a total of 1 inch thick until the curve. Then it'll be 3/4. No big deal. But that's what I'm working on. That's what he's working on. So we're gonna quit talking and I guess do something because it's getting.
We're gonna make sparks and chips. It's
1-ish, 1:30.
Yeah, it's like 1:45.
Oh. So we're gonna get to work before we're running out of time. Okay, so it's been about an hour. We get all our respective things prepped, and then now Ray's almost done drilling holes and whatnot. What I had to do. Yep. So this here, we've got our strip. We got our holes measured out to fit in the high lift and in the holes that they're gonna go in. I got this kind of jigged in the vise. Just gonna run a bead right up here to the very end. Lop it off. Try a nice smooth. We'll cut back maybe a 1/4 inch. Put another bead of weld in the end. Once it's cool, it's pretty good. I'll flip it over to the other side, and we should be good to go. I guess all I gotta do now is burn this thing. Alright, so at the end of the night, Ray had to go off and do Ray things. Sorry, you're on the bench. Just a little hot. But, we got his claw hook done, finally. We're I got this all, like, this thing's still pretty hot. So this side we did straight. The reason being is this side can, the jack only comes up to about here. This side can bolt on, but if we need to hook the other way, it's straight and go either way. We're about 3/4 thick here at the hook. So figure that'll be pretty decent for almost anything we're gonna get into. The only thing else we're probably gonna do, might heat the tip of this, dunk it in some oil, harden it up a little bit. But I'll throw on the jack right quick. We'll see how well it fits. Probably a good idea to work smarter than the average bear. Just put a freaking welding glove on so I can handle it. A long day. Anyway. Bolt 1. Put in. Bolt number 2. They both go through, that's the main thing. Yep. It's sitting on the 1/2-inch plate, which is what we wanted. Flip it over the other way. Fits nice and snug. Now the main reason for doing this straight piece, there we go, is we want to mount it this way. Yeah. Anyway, so if we want to mount it that way, put the foot of the jack all the way on the other end. That was the main reason for doing that. You can't do it on the end. Cannot do that on the reinforced end. So, try to kill myself here. Hot, hot, hot. But anyway, I'll go ahead and just secure this on here. Ray can check it out when he gets back. Anyway, so yep, that's our 2 attachments we made. There's one there. You already saw that one. Do its flexy thing. Is that tight? That's tight. So yay. So that's gonna kind of be it for the week. I saw with that I had to put the camera down and clean up some stuff real quick. It's either that or all you guys are gonna watch is the camera doing this number. Mr. Apprentice did not come with me today, obviously. Tried getting a hold of me, he never answered. Probably still sleeping. So, I don't know, he'll probably be here next week some, and I guess we can monitor his progress. And let's say he's doing pretty good. I mean, second, third time, I think it was the third time he's run a stick welder. He's doing pretty good. He wanted to learn it, so I said, he's putting in the effort. I got no problem teaching the guy. He's a good guy. But anyway, so I said that'll do it for the week. Notification bell. You gotta hit it. Right there. Just boing. Just hit the thing, will you? Yeah, leave a comment, subscribe. We're hoping possibly after next weekend we may have a new project coming in. That's just what we needed. But we'll see. We'll see. Depends how the swap meet goes. If it goes like we think it is, we may be rolling a brand new project in here, and yeah, it'll be a scratch build or deal, kind of, sort of, mostly, maybe. Anyway, but we'll catch you guys next week. Okay.
Squeaky, 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 squeaky.
Oh!